What's up, guys? Obviously, Captain Obvious, and welcome to Battlefield 3 Analysis Recon Kit Part 1. In this episode, we'll be covering the semi-automatic sniper rifles. That includes the Mark 11, SVD, QBU-88, M39 EMR, and the SKS. So, without further ado, let's get started. The MK11 Mod 0 or Mark 11 is the first sniper rifle that you have unlocked for the United States Marines. It is an average damage sniper rifle in comparison with the SVD, M39 EMR, and the QBU-88. The Mark 11 is a good all-around sniper rifle and is one of the better semi-automatic sniper rifles in this game, so let's get into why. Like I said, the MK11 is a medium damage sniper rifle, so therefore it does 50 to 34 damage. The drop begins at 12 meters and ends at 75 meters. This is longer than any other kind of weapon in the game except for the rest of the sniper rifles. The rate of fire is 260 rounds per minute, with your bullet velocity being 550 meters per second. Magazine size is 10 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. The reload with bullets is 1.85 and the threshold for that is 1.48 seconds. Reload without is 2.4 and the threshold is 1.92 seconds. The suppressive effect for sniper rifles is increased from the other kind of weapons in the game at 20%. The rest of the weapons, excluding some of the light machine guns, is 8%. So each of your bullets on a sniper rifle will do a lot more suppressive effect than some of the other weapons in the game. The bullet drop is 9.81 meters per second for all sniper rifles except for the SKS. So you have an advantage at longer range than the rest of the weapons in this game as well. The attachments I can recommend for this weapon are the rifle scope, which is the starting scope you have for this weapon, the foregrip, because the horizontal recoil on this weapon is a little heavy to the right, so the foregrip will help decrease that. And your third attachment is up to you. I prefer not having anything in that slot because the laser sight and the tactical light tend to give your position away as a sniper, so it's all up to you in that aspect. And the pros and cons for this weapon pretty much demonstrate all the strategy you can relate to this gun. You can get a one-shot kill headshot with this weapon up to 12 meters. The rate of fire is fast for a sniper rifle, and it's better at medium range than some of the assault rifles. So this is a pure medium range sniper rifle. It is very weak at close range and very weak at longer range because it is outclassed by both assault rifles and carbines, and is outclassed by bolt-action sniper rifles. So use it at medium range to make sure you get the biggest punch out of this gun and take advantage of that very, very high rate of fire compared to some of the other medium range weapons and the sniper rifles. The SVD is the starting sniper rifle you have for the Russian side. It is very similar to the MK11 in most aspects except for a few where it is outclassed by the MK11 in fact. Let's take a look at these statistics. I'm not going to spend too much time covering the SVD because it is very similar to the MK11, but the damage on this gun is 50 to 34 with the drop beginning at 12 meters and ending at 75 meters. The rate of fire is the same with 260 rounds per minute. Bullet velocity is a little bit slower at 530 meters per second. Magazine size is a standard 10 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. Reload with bullets is 2.4 and the threshold for that is 1.92. That is the same reload time as the MK11's empty reload. Reload without is 3.4 seconds with a threshold being 2.72. Suppressive effect is 20% and bullet drop is 9.1 meters per second. The starting scope for the SVD is only 7 times, which 1 less magnification than the MK11. Therefore, I recommend putting on the rifle scope for 2 reasons. 1, the magnification is a little bit higher, and 2, the starting scope for the SVD is a whole lot worse than it is for the MK11, and the rifle scope personally is one of my favorite scopes in the game, so use it because it's a lot easier to aim with. Also add the foregrip because there's nothing really else to put in that slot except for a bipod. But, since like I said, these are more medium-range guns, and you really don't need a bipod for medium range. And the third slot is your choice, like usual, because I hate using laser sight and tactical light on sniper rifles. The advantages to this gun and the cons are exactly the same as the MK11, except for 2 things. The 7x zoom scope is worse than the MK11, and the bullet velocity is slower than the MK11. So, in many aspects, the MK11 outclasses the SVD in many ways. So stick to the SVD as a more medium range sniper rifle, and watch out for those longer range guys because they can take you out very easily. The M39 EMR is basically a hybrid of the SVD and MK11. It carries over with the SVD's longer reload and the MK11's faster bullet velocity. The damage is a standard 50 to 34 with a drop beginning at 12 meters and ending at 75 meters. Rate of fire is 260 rounds per minute. The bullet velocity is 570 meters per second, 20 faster than the MK11. Mag size is 10 plus 1. Reload width is 2.25 with a threshold of 1.8 seconds. The reload without bullets is 3.4 seconds with a threshold of 2.72 seconds. Suppressive effect is 20% and bullet drop is 9.81 meters per second. It's a very unremarkable gun. It's pretty much the same as the Mark 11 and the SVD, so there's really nothing special to talk about in regards to the stats. So let's get into the attachments. Now for my attachments, I say go with an ACOG or a similar zoomed scope. You can have a 3.4 times on that or an ACOG, either one, I don't care. You also use a foregrip. The reason I say using an ACOG is because this gun is huge. As you can tell by this gameplay right now, the scope and the actual size of the gun makes it look ginormous and you lose a lot of your right peripheral vision. So using an ACOG definitely gives you more peripheral vision, and honestly, it's better at closer range in my opinion, and that's how it feels to me. So use an ACOG or a similar zoomed scope. Now for our pros and cons, it's the same as the other two, except there's one thing added in each category. Your faster bullet velocity is a pro, and a average reload time is your con. Yes, it's average, but it definitely can hinder you at certain aspects in using this gun because, like I said, it's better at medium range. So your reload time could screw you over if you're being attacked by someone, let's say, with an AR and you run out of ammo. Develop your own strategies for this gun because, honestly, I really don't like using this gun, so make your own because I really don't have any for it. I'm not going to spend too much time on the QBU-88 because it's very, very bad for many, many different reasons. I also spawn stuck in this game. The QBU-88 has many things that are very similar to the rest of the sniper rifles, and that's being the damage of 50 to 34 with a drop beginning at 12 meters and ending at 75. Rate of fire is 260 rounds per minute, standard for many of the sniper rifles. Bullet velocity is 550 meters per second. Magazine size is 10 plus 1 round. Reload with bullets is 2.85, and the threshold is 2.28 seconds. The reload without is 3.6, and the threshold for that is 2.88 seconds. Suppressive effect is a very low 7%. This is the same as assault rifles and carbines, and the bullet drop is 9.81 meters per second. Your recommended attachments for this gun are whatever floats your boat. For a sight, foregrip, because that's pretty standard. Your choice for the third slot, or you just don't have to use it at all because of these pros and cons. I had to make the font size smaller to fit in all the cons of this weapon. The flash hider is either a pro or a con, it depends upon how you want to use it. It has terrible iron sights, longest reload of all the semi-automatic sniper rifles, very low suppressive effect, and it's very, very low recoil settle time. It is lower than all the other semi-automatic sniper rifles and some of the assault rifles and carbines. The recoil will not settle in enough time to get off an accurate second shot, so you have to resettle your gun and take aim again before firing again. All these factors make this gun so bad. Let's look at these iron sights because they're so bad. Look at that. You can't even see the guy if he moves outside of that reticle. And I lose the gunfight because I can't see him. So, yeah. And now we have the holy grail of the semi-automatic sniper rifles, at least in my opinion. The SKS is amazing and I love it. I actually made a video about it months ago, only dedicated to how much I love this gun. So, let's see why I love it so much. The SKS has a damage of 34 to 30, with the damage drop beginning at 15 meters and ending at 50. This is different from a lot of the other semi-automatic sniper rifles in that the damage drop begins later but ends sooner. Rate of fire is 375 rounds per minute, bullet velocity is 440 meters per second. Magazine size is a very large 20 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. Reload with bullets is 2.30 and the threshold is 1.84 seconds. Reload without is 3.50 with a threshold of 2.80 seconds. Suppressive effect is 15% and the bullet drop is 15 meters per second, which is higher than all the other semi-automatic sniper rifles. Now this bullet drop makes the SKS more of a medium range weapon, and let's get into why. Now for the recommended attachments, go with an ACOG zoom level sight or lower. You can have an iron sight gun or a holographic or a red dot sight, SKS, anything that you want that will lend this gun better to close range capabilities. And your third slot, like I said, is your choice. It's always going to be your choice, because I don't have anything preferred for that slot, so you got to put it in yourself. Now, the reason I say an ACOG zoom level or lower is because of that increased bullet drop of 15 meters per second. This is a close range gun only. Medium range, even, not long range at all. So, use the SKS at medium range with an ACOG zoom level, and you will rape face. It is amazing if you can pull that trigger fast enough. And let me tell you, my friend, SKS is amazing if you know how to use it properly. Now, our pros and cons are really heavily directed toward the pros. Really fast rate of fire, awesome at medium range, good iron sights, high magazine size, extremely powerful in the right player's hands. That's what I want to highlight. This gun is extremely powerful if the right person is using this gun. If they can pull the trigger fast enough, have spot-on accuracy, this gun is amazing. Recoil is also very low, but the lower damage and the weak close range and long range potential for this gun is its only hindrance. And that is it for Battlefield 3 Analysis Semi-Automatic Sniper Rifles. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I made it a whole lot higher quality than last time. Let me know if you think that is true down in the comment section. Now, next episode, I'm deciding between finishing out the sniper rifles, which I prefer not to do because I like giving a little time between the two, and doing bullet drop. So if you want to do bullet drop or the bolt action sniper rifles, let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.